We all have to eat, even though we're in the middle of a coronavirus pandemic. And so many of you have written me asking me, what's the best way to grocery shop? How can you grocery shop safely? This is a question that I love and I think is so important. So I wanted to come back at you and give you some information. Oh, and I also have a story about how I ran away from my neighbor that I saw in the local CVS down the street because he was getting too close to me, but I'll tell that story in just a moment. First of all, I want to remind you about how coronavirus is primarily spread. It is spread through person-to-person contact and the sharing of upper respiratory droplets, but also we can get it from touching objects that have coronavirus on it and then say touching our face or things like that. Also, there's some things that we've learned. Hold on, let me get my notes. There was a study that showed recently that coronavirus can live on copper for up to 4 hours, cardboard for 24 hours, and can stay on plastic and stainless steel for up to 2 to 3 days. So that's some of the information that we have to go with. Anyway, all right, so let's get to grocery store tips. By the way, I'm Dr. Jen Caudle. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm doing daily coronavirus videos. I'm a family doctor. I'm seeing patients during this time through telemedicine and trying to update you as much as possible. Okay, first tip is to wear your mask, okay? Before you even leave the house, you better get that mask on, whether it's, a bandana or whether it's cloth or an old t-shirt or whatever you're using, get that mask on and make sure you put that on before you head out of the house. That is step number one. Step number two is when you get to the grocery store, by the way, and you're social distancing all along the way, when you get there, you want to try to disinfect the things you're going to touch a lot, right? So that would be like the handles of the shopping cart. You want to disinfect those, maybe with like a Clorox wipe or something like that, whatever you have, Lysol. And you also want to disinfect the handles of maybe the little buckets or baskets. So if you don't have a cart, you might have a basket that you're carrying around. Disinfect the handles of those if you can. So make sure that you throw some wipes in your bag or your purse or whatever you got, or your pocket on the way to the grocery store. All right, next thing is if the store has hand sanitizer that you can just grab, like many of them have put hand sanitizers on the way in and things like that, grab a little hand sanitizer for yourself, okay? Or use your own. Make sure it's got at least 60% alcohol on it. This is just prep to get ready to go. Next thing, guys, is this social distancing in the grocery store. Now, this is tough. True story. It's a couple weeks ago. And I was in the grocery store. Actually, I was in the CVS down the street from me. And I was walking down an aisle and I saw one of my neighbors. And he was like, "Oh, hey." And he started walking towards me. And I was like, "No." I backed up and I was like, "No, stay away." And then I had to apologize from a distance. I was like, "I'm so sorry, but I'm social distancing." If you see your neighbors or whatever, just wave from afar. Don't go up and give them a hug or shake their hand or anything like that. We still want to social distance. And the same thing goes for when we're in the aisles in grocery stores. Stay 6 feet apart from each other. Many grocery stores now have like dividers or like lines on the floor to tell you where you should be to avoid bumping into other people. Guys, this is so important. Once you go through the checkout counter, I think it's really important to clean your hands once again. So if the grocery store has a restroom that you can pop in and wash your hands with soap and water, I think that's the best thing. If not, you got hand sanitizer, go ahead and use that. Just make sure that you're not continually touching your face, your eyes, and things like that. Of course, keep your mask on the whole time and social distance as you head home. Now, I always have to remind us that this guidance might change as coronavirus evolves, but right now, these are some recommendations that hopefully will help you. I'm Dr. Jen Caudle, and I will see you next time.